Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This was a highly requested video. This is the introduction to taxonomy. So let's start with some keywords and history. Yes. First, classification is the grouping of objects or organisms based on a set of criteria. So you give criteria. If you say expo markers, well, if you just say markers, and that is your criteria, well, all of these would be grouped together. But if you say red marker, well, this one would be out here. You say green marker, this one would be over here, and you say blue marker, it's over here. So if you base it on color, they're not in the same group. You base them on, well, are they made of plastic? Yes. Do they all have a cap? Yes. Can they all write on this board? Yes. But if you base them on color, they're not in the same group. So that's classification. It's based on a set of criteria. So Aristotle was the first to get a widely accepted classification system. He just developed it himself. It was based on, are you a plant or an animal? Are you red-blooded or bloodless? Where do you live? What is your habitat? And what is your size and structure? Size and structure was mostly for plants, but it could work for all. Then, Linnaeus is this new guy. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but it could be better. So he develops his own system, and now today we use a system that's based off Linnaeus' system, but just tweaked a little bit. So Linnaeus builds a system based on morphology, which morphology is the structure and form of an organism or one of its parts. So it's like the study of the structure of an organism or one of its parts. So it's based on the structure and form of an organism. And then habitat. Yeah, it's based on the habitat where you live as well. Then it's also the first formal system of taxonomy. So taxonomy means that it's also based on the natural relationships that organisms have with each other, the environment, just all the natural relationships. This is also something it's based off of. So habitat, morphology, like structures or parts of structures, like vestigial structures, homologous structures, whatever. And then also taxonomy, which is natural relationships. So taxonomy is the discipline of identifying, naming, and classifying species based on natural relationships. So Linnaeus, he built the system, and now we classify species based on their natural relationships, their habitat, and their structures or parts of structures, how those are formed. Now, let's move on to the juicy stuff. Yes. First, another key vocab word. A taxon is a named group of organisms. So a taxon would be, domain is a taxon, kingdom is a taxon, species is a taxon. It's just a named group of organisms. So here are our taxa, which is the plural of taxon. So taxa, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So we could go from top to bottom, go domain, kingdom, phylum, but I don't want to do that. Let's go from the bottom up. Species. We all know what a species are. Homo sapiens. That is us. We are a species. Then a genus is closely related species, and they have a common ancestor. So the genus of Homo sapiens would also include probably Neanderthals, because they were also hominoid, and we have common ancestors. Then family is related genera, which is the plural of genus. So family is just related genus, like genera. Then an order is related families. Then a class is related orders. Then a phylum is related classes. A kingdom is related phylum. And a domain is one or more kingdoms. So we go species. Then genus, they're closely related. Family, we're all closely related. They're closely related things. So then we go up. Order, closely related families. Just big group of people or organisms that are closely related, and then if they're closely related with another family, another big group of organisms, that's an order. Then that order, if it's related to another order, which is a couple families that are related to each other, then that makes a class. That class is related to another class, which is orders. So it's order, order. If they're closely related, class. Then class, if you have another class that formed another way, then you have a phylum. Then if you have phylum, another phylum, and this can be as many phylums, as many classes, as many orders, as many families, it doesn't matter. But if you have a phylum, another phylum, that creates a kingdom. And a kingdom would be like, oh, Animalia, animal, Plantae, plant, Protista, protist. So we're really big here. And then domain is one or more kingdoms, and you'll see that Eukarya has a couple kingdoms. Well, it does have a couple kingdoms. It's about 4 kingdoms. And then there's Archaea, and then also bacteria, which those are both domains, but they only have 1 kingdom in them. So as you can see, species to genus, it gets bigger. Then to family, it gets even bigger. Order, class, phylum, kingdom, and all the way up domain. And it's taking up over half the whiteboard, over half the width of the whiteboard. So, oh shoot, shouldn't take that. There is a good way to remember the order these go in from top to bottom. And I've created a mnemonic. So, like I've said before, it is always best with mnemonics to create your own. Always try to create your own story because it'll stick with you, it'll resonate with you more than if I just said whatever I'm saying now. So let's see what I said. I said, dumb kings play chess on fast green snakes. Well, they're definitely dumb if they're playing chess on a fast green snake. Don't see why they do that. But you see, dumb, D, kings, K, play, P, chess, C, on, O, fast, F, green, G, snakes, S. So domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So remember, creating your own is the best way to remember, but if you want to know that dumb kings play chess on fast green snakes, then I don't know. If it helps, go right ahead and use it. Now we can move. Just remember those. Remember that related species are genus, then related genera are families, and then so on. So then order is related families, class is related orders, phylum is related classes, kingdom is related phylums, and domain is related kingdoms. Well, it's one or more kingdoms, but if there's more, they're all related in some ways. Now let's look at an example of just classifying some animals. So here's our taxa, which is domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Then we have the lion, the tiger, and the house cat. So let's see. Domain, all Eukarya. Kingdom, all Animalia. Phylum, all Chordata. Class, all Mammalia. Order, all Carnivora. Family, all Felidae. Then, when we get to genus, we can see there's a split. Lion and tiger stay in Panthera, but house cat turns into Felis. They're in different genera. So these two are species that are closely related and have a common ancestor. But this species is not closely related and have a common ancestor with the tiger. The house cat does not have a common ancestor with the tiger. Well, not a very recent common ancestor. So it is in a different genus, but when you look at Panthera, the genus, and Felis, the genus, they're pretty similar. So those related genera group together, and then they're put into a family together, and they're the cats, the Felidae, felines. So, genus of lion, Panthera. Genus of tiger, Panthera. House cat, Felis. Then species, all species will have a different species name. That's just how it works. It has to be very specific. So, lion is Leo, tiger is Tigris, and house cat is Catus. Now, binomial nomenclature. This is how we actually name the organisms. This is an important part. Binomial nomenclature gives each species a name and has two parts. First, the genus. Notice that this G is capitalized. The genus always has the first letter capitalized. Then, species. So genus, species. As you see here, lion, Panthera, Leo. Tiger, Panthera, Tigris. House cat, Felis, Catus. So genus, species. G is capitalized. The first letter of the genus is capitalized. First letter of the species is lowercase. Do not capitalize that. Now, last slide is the rules of binomial nomenclature. I know. More rules, it's fun. Rule 1. The scientific name is always written in two parts, with the genus name written first and the species name second. Rule 2. The scientific name is always written in italics. If it is handwritten, it is written in cursive or is underlined. Make sure when you are writing out your name, your genus, species, make sure to underline it. But if you're typing, italicize it. Then rule 3, the first letter of the genus name is capital. Always have the first letter of the genus name capitalized. Species name, not capitalized, but genus, yes. So, here we have a little example. Panthera leo, if you remember, is our lion. So, the P is capitalized in the genus name. The L is not capitalized in the species name. It is underlined. It has two parts, genus name, then species name. And if you've written this out before, like in a source, if Panthera leo is written out in full once, the second time it is written out as capital P period Leo. Again, the lowercase l. So you just condense the genus name just to the first letter. That capital first letter, period, then the lowercase species name. Well, thank you for watching. That was a lot, but remember, your mnemonic, it's best to create your own, but dumb kings play chess on fast green snakes. Don't know why they would play chess there. That's why they're dumb. So, thank you for watching. I hope this helps. I will see you next time. Goodbye.